Over here, so many babies, that was so nice to see. And of course, I have some questions to start with. And I was going, how do you ensure that everyone has a personalized routine that caters to them, given the wide variety of patients that we have? How do we ensure that care, with the personalized care, personalized system, medical care that is coming to them?
Thank you for that, Shubhreet. So today is a very happy day for us, especially echoing your voice of seeing more than 50 couples coming here and somebody there to pat at the back and say, yes, your journey should be more stronger, and it was a kind of source of inspiration for us seeing them. So when it comes to fertility treatment, personal care is the most single important technique what we have to follow, because as we all know, we all look different. Nobody is alike. Similarly, the ovaries are different in each lady. When coming to the treatment, we have to definitely do an in-depth analysis of the couple's problem. So I always a firm believer of find out what's the problem, we'll have a solution for you. So focus. Again, each and every couple is different, and some of them very simple tablets they conceive, or some of them just telling them the lifestyle modification is good enough. But there are few couples who need a tailor-made protocol, individualizing what's the problem and giving the solution. So we are very privileged to work in Ferty9, which is a one-stop solution for infertile couples. One roof, we have all the advanced technology, and our way forward is to get all the technology in place and make sure that any infertile couple with any big problem, definitely we should find a solution and make sure they go with the one doctor. Thank you.
So picking up from that, how they are like to come to you next, with over 10 years of experience in the industry, right? When we talk about technology, how have innovations in embryology positively impacted success rates, and which are the specific technologies that you see are particularly promising for IVF industry, especially in India?
Well, if you have a global perspective of IVF from the beginning, I would say that the turning point was the introduction of XILTRIX, which is a way to put the sperm inside the oocyte and to create this fertilization artificially with a better rates than the insemination or conventional in vitro fertilization. From that moment, I would say that most of the investment and the technologies has been focused in three main fields. One would be cryopreservation, so technology that we use to freeze embryos and to optimize our cycles, because out of one stimulation or one ovum we may have different attempts for the patients, which is really convenient for patients and for the cycles. Second area would be embryo selection, which is the area in which we have most of our technologies nowadays. Like for example, time lapse imaging, with also artificial intelligence nowadays, because we can select in a better way which one is the best embryo to transfer and to get the pregnancy as soon as possible. We have also all the area of genetics here, the embryo genetics and the embryo analysis, to select the chromosomally normal embryos, the euploid embryos, also to improve our success rates or even to avoid diseases in the offspring. And then we have, I would say, because it has also a very high impact in society, fertility preservation, which is something that nowadays is very important, both for patients with medical conditions, cancer treatment, patients who potentially are going to lose the fertility, and we can have some kind of hope for them to, after the treatment, to have the material cryopreserved so that they can use it and they can have babies from their own genes. And secondly, for women who nowadays are undergoing a tremendous change in our society, because they have more desires, more hopes also to progress professionally, to study, to do things, and we need to provide some kind of tool for her to choose when to have children. So if they want to postpone the maternity, now we can also offer some kind of tools from our laboratories for them to make the right decision.
Thank you. That's very interesting. Coming to you from there, I mean, you have such an extensive experience in the industry as well. You've seen the Indian IVF industry grow. You have been crucial in its growth. Could you provide an overview of the current state and what do you see as the pre-growth areas moving ahead in the IVF industry? Like have you touched upon some of the technology and I know it plays an important part. But an overview of what you've seen so far and where do you think we're headed in terms of
Yeah, it's a very interesting space. If I look back around early 90s, infertility was considered as a personal shortcoming of a woman. It was never considered as a disease. Slowly, gradually, the awareness and the education is spread, and it's now more accepted as a medical disease. And in last 1 decade, once the organized IVF change started coming in, more and more awareness, educating campaigns, content-rich campaigns, meaningful content reaching to the TG has been done. So I think we have come to a very interesting spot where, as a country, we have highest young population in the world. We have one of the highest urge of parenthood in the world. But the lifestyle has changed so much, and where the planning of parenthood is delayed. We also have, sadly, more than 50 million couples who need help to become parents. So I think we are in a stage where awareness, education is achieved to a bit, but at the same time, acceptance of infertility as a disease and coming forward to take treatment at right time, at right place, is what I think the last bit of leap of faith is what we are seeing today happening. So with about 2,000 plus IVF clinics, about 300,000 IVF cycles, as a country we are top 3 infertility treatment procedures in the world. Going forward, next 5 to 10 years, the acceptance of fertility preservation is, I think, will come big time. Is when we empower the current generation of freezing their eggs and sperm and focus on their lifestyle and career without negatively hampering to their fertility potential. So it's very exciting time. Next 10 years is going to be, we will see that most people will accept infertility as a disease, come forward for treatment at right time, so that they achieve the dream of parenthood with much ease. Thank you.
I think it's very interesting that we're seeing both things happening. Not only seeing technological advancement happening, but we're also seeing a mindset advancement that is happening in the industry. And yeah, both have to go hand in hand as we make this more viable and bring more families to the joy of parenthood. Like you said, Ganesh, even women who just want to control over their lives and have the option to freeze their eggs, go to something for your family, and then become parents when they need to. Jyothi, bringing that in, how do you focus or maintain that there is, of course, a technological balance, but how do you also focus on the qualitative aspects by bringing innovative technology in when it comes to the services that are offered by Ferty9? Because I know for a fact Ferty9 has a great growth path set ahead for itself. We are investing in the right kind of tools which are in the best interest of the patients that we have. So how do you ensure that qualitative aspect that ensures that the patient has a full journey which is backed by technology as well?
Yeah. So whenever there is advancement in technology, as you have already enforced, Ferty9, we try to get it fast in our system, and then third, we try to use that technology to use our team. I'm very happy with my team. They are very fast in adapting and understanding the technology. So we have a system in place where we have continuous training programs within the system itself. So any technology comes with the technology without product know-how, we don't even know how to use it. So there is a system in our center where the technology is reaching fast, and then that all the consultants, if I have to say, they're all here, very fast in adapting to the new technology, learning, and then executing it. So though the doctors and the embryologists are the core engine for this fertility, but background there are a huge team. it's continuously working. So today I even want to thank my operations team, which is headed by Dinesh and his management team, which makes sure the technology reaches to the right person, and also we are here to use it and make the life of infertile couple better.
I think that's a very nice point you brought up. I think what Ferty9 is trying to do is make technology and IVF more accessible to people, and it's a joint passion shared by every member of the organization, whether at the back end or the front end, and that is what makes this go. Javier, you're the latest one to join board, by the way, let me officially welcome you as well. What are you looking forward to most with your journey with Ferty9? I mean, you obviously worked in India before, you know where India's IVF journey is going. As you join hands with Ferty9, what are the prospects that you are looking most forward to, and where do you think this will be headed? What's the future of Ferty9 and IVF, and how are you collaborating towards it?
I think this is a very good question, because the point here is to not to have the latest technology, which is important, but to choose the right technology and to use it correctly. This is very important also. So because we want to have technology which is proved to be useful in terms of results, which is valid, because only that way we can offer to our patients the best results and the best quality without increasing the price so much also for them. So I think this is the key point, to be available, to have branches in the most important cities and places in India, but also to be accessible. And for that we need to create awareness also in society, and then to have also this kind of competitive also prices for our patients. So I would say that one of our main focus from this perspective in the laboratories is not just the technology for embryo selection, but also one point which is very critical here in India, and we are very focused in Ferty9 right now, is also in safety and risk management in our laboratories. And for that we have also technology, which is maybe not that fashion, let's say, but it's very important to have also technology, like for example, our monitoring and alarm systems for our critical equipment, so that we know we have to monitor the temperature, the CO2, the O2 in our critical equipment, like incubators or liquid nitrogen tanks, to make sure that the embryos are in well conditions, and in case there is any deviation, we can correct it in time. This is very critical, especially in India, when you have out of power failures, and we may have these deviations also in the temperature, because it's very extreme. So this is very important. But we are also investing also in witnessing, in having electronic witnessing systems also in place. So if there is any confusion, any potential mistake, which may happen in our field also, it's very sensitive, we have systems who will be able to raise an alarm, and we can prevent the issue in time, on time, and we can do something to prevent that issue from happening. So this is also very important. So my main expertise and my main focus is basically in total quality management for our system, which has to do with training, has to do with having the right equipment in place, but also to have safety for our patients and for our embryos.
Very good point on safety as well. Dinesh, you have a senior travel for conferences. You've been, you shared your views on Indian and global platforms. How do we drive? I mean, what kind of collaborations are being driven right now between Indian IVF centers and international organizations? And how can we maximize such collaborations to improve the services that we offer here? First of all, I also want to know, where do you think India stands when it comes to compare to our global counterparts? In terms of numbers, yes, you've already indicated they're higher, but how can these international collaborations be leveraged for the Indian IVF industry, and specifically even for Ferty9?
So more and more India started doing 100,000 plus cycles. Now we are on about 300,000 cycles. India is in the spotlight of global technology, because nobody excepting China can boast this kind of numbers, and also the future growth. So we are on the spotlight by global companies for adopting new technology, any latest advancement. You will be surprised to know that the last global IVF conference in 2023 in Milan, it was not Milan, Copenhagen. Yeah. Half of the conference was discussing not about medical part, they are discussing about technology. And the buzzword is artificial intelligence. So AI technology development, for example, grading oocyte, removing subjectivity in grading oocyte, removing subjectivity in grading embryos, and in various other spaces where the practice becomes more standard and more objective. It is taking big time, leap now, artificial intelligence. This all is developed largely in Israel. For what reason I don't know, but there are the 6 most adopted company today are from Israel. So these artificial intelligence models are now being commercialized, they are already tested, and adoption of AI technology in IVF practice overall is going to be the next big collaboration between Indian IVF service provider and the global technology. Second, I think once we come to that age, which is slightly maybe few years away, all department of an IVF clinic basically are dealing with one entity, which is our patients. And with our ethos of patient first, the IT infrastructure or the information technology fabric of a practice should be completely connected with the journey of patient. What I'm trying to say is that from first click of a patient on our Facebook ad or Insta reel till the patient's journey completely into calling to the call center, meeting the reception, doctor, embryologist, counselor should be all into one fabric. This will make us as a service provider understand the patient better. And when we understand them better, because all the touch points are connected on one IT infrastructure, one platform, we can handle them much better. We can give them best-in-class treatment, and also we can handhold their journey with transparency and compassion. So IT infrastructure and AI technology is something which global technology advancement and Indian collaboration will shape the next decade of IVF business in India.
You know, one thing that I think came from answers of all you 3 very key spokespeople of Ferty9, representatives of Ferty9, was at the heart of what you want to do is, of course, the best care of the patient and enabling their dreams. And behind that is creating this entire ecosystem that is backed by innovative technology, backed by new upcoming like AI and everything that you mentioned, and a team that is extremely passionate about bringing this dream come to life. And that is absolutely wonderful to hear. Anything else that you would like to add? Anything that you think is really crucial for our audience to know that you would like to contribute in terms of your last thoughts, or maybe hopes are for as we are headed, into 2024 with new chapters opening?
I think the most critical factor of being in this business, I always say from last 30 years, we are blessed to be in business of spreading joy and spreading happiness. In IVF business, you make our Mother Earth a bit more happy every day. So keeping that ethos of patient first in mind, we intend to do everything which is best for patient, and not only in terms of giving them best-in-class result with latest advancement of technology adoption, but also ensuring safety, highest standards of ethics, and being completely transparent. I think that's our ethos. We'll keep working on it, and of course, with this, after a few years, when we look back, we will all feel proud of what we have offered to our patients to achieve their dream of parenthood. And as an investor, as management team, someday we will exit or retire. But we create a long-lasting corporate which keeps serving millions of patients to achieve their dream of parenthood.
And if I can just add to that, I think there was a lot of pride in this room today also when we saw so many babies, so many happy families. We spoke to them, there were testimonials taken, and that is what you have enabled. And that is one of the things that I think you can't put a number on, but that's a satisfaction at the level to see so many babies around. I've never seen so many babies together, but congratulations to you all, and thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, and wish you a great journey ahead.
Beautiful, and we have got all the information from you. Thank you so much for moderating the show, and thank you so much for your valuable answers, and also the questions were very interesting. And I think we've got a very because my mom was also a doctor, and I am undergoing, as you also know about my problem, ma'am. I've told you in the first also, I am also having this PCOS problem. It is like it is kind of a normal, it is not at all kind of a normal, in a normal life. We don't feel it, it is happening every day with us. It is kind of, it is there with us. That has become like PCOD is there for every girl. Yeah, that is common. People will start asking and start discussing. What is there in it? Everybody has it, a kind of a feeling, but then it should come, later on it should come like nobody has it now. So I think Ferty9 will help, getting that results ahead, and I'm really very proud and happy to be an anchor today, and I firstly would thank Ferty9 and the organization for giving this wonderful opportunity, and I think take a round of applause for them.
Raymond, Smita, Venkat. Thank you, sir. Wait.
Hey, background. Background.